Alright, so in this video, I want to go over the top 5 things I think that they should change in this game just from having played it the past 2 months. So number 1, there should not be a cost for anything. What I mean by that is anything you switch on your characters. So like, inner ability there isn't a cost for switching, right? I can just freely switch it, right? But for some odd reason, with my hyper stat, it costs 2 mil. Why? I have no idea. Don't understand it. And 2 mil ain't that much, right? Especially when you get later on into the game and you can make a lot of money an hour. But especially one in the beginning, it's kind of a lot. Two, what is the point? Like why am I paying 2 mil? Just to change my stats? Now resets, I get it if resets cost that much. Realistically, I feel like resets could be free too, but resets I understand the most out of everything. I don't really understand why it would cost 2 mil to change, but if I have to reset and I have to pay money, that's fine. Realistically, I feel like none of it should cost anything. The biggest thing I think, link skills. I have been playing for 2 months and I have 44 characters, right? Why can I only change my link skills 4 times a day for free? That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like I should be able to change them an unlimited amount of times because I have 44 characters. And if you have a system that promotes having a lot of characters and doing stuff on a lot of characters, I should be able to change my link skills unlimited amounts of times so I can just do whatever I need to do. Like that means, for example, I could only use my bossing links on 4 different characters before I have to start paying like 50 mil to switch them, which is crazy, right? Like I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to have to wait another day. And yeah, people might not be using their link skills that much, but some people do, right? You got like boss meals and you just want to run through all your weekly bosses. You can't do it in one day because it's going to cost you. I mean, you could, but it's going to cost you an insane amount of money. So I think the biggest things are your hyperstats shouldn't cost money. Resets can cost money. I understand resets costing money, but it'd be cool if they didn't. Link skills, I should be able to switch an unlimited amount of times. There should be just unlimited amounts of times I should be able to do this. So that's number 1. Number 2, vac pets. I should be able to buy them whenever I want. I should be able to either buy them with in-game currency or earn them some way. Because realistically, vac pets are a pay-to-win item. The amount of mesos you're getting extra and how necessary they are when you get into the later / end game is so big that they are pay to win, right? So it is a pay to win item. Maybe not pay to win, it's pay to progress a lot faster, right? Which ends up being kind of like pay to win. So I think, one, there should be a way I can earn them, or I should be able to buy them with in-game currency. The easiest thing by far is for me to be able to use Maple points to buy them, right? That's fine. And I don't think it should be easy because they're so like useful. But like, let's say I have 48k. Let's say a vac pet costs like 15 to 20k Maple points. That's fine. I feel like that's fine. Even 30k, that's fine. There should be some way I can earn them in the game or buy them with in-game currency. And I'm fine if it's the in-game earning it. I'm fine with it being like a long grindy process, right? Since they're extremely useful, I should be a long grindy process if I'm able to earn them. Like it should be. I'm thinking more of like first descendant type of thing, where like I have to do some quest, let's say, or I have to do some random boss, right? That I can do multiple times, and let's say it has like a 3% chance of dropping a vac pet, and then I can just keep doing the boss over and over until I get the vac pet. I'm fine with that because it's a really good item that should have a low drop chance if I can earn it, and I just have to grind out the boss. I feel like if it is like that, I should be able to do it multiple times a day. So maybe not a boss, or maybe a boss that I can do multiple times a day, or maybe like a mission I can do. But I'm thinking more along the first descendant type of terms, or like way, just because I played it a little bit recently, and I feel like that system, like it's grindy, and it works for certain things. I feel like that'd be really good for a vac pet, because vac pet's really useful, and it should be a low percentage drop, right? So something that I could do like 50 times, maybe takes 5 minutes a run, and then eventually I'll get it. And I think reviving them, you should be able to do with in-game currency or grinding them as well. So maybe I have to do a different mission or a different boss to grind to get the Water of Life to revive them. Or maybe just make them permanent. I don't know. If you don't make them permanent, maybe just let me revive them using an in-game currency or earning the revival of them, the Water of Life thing. Just something where I can get it in-game without having to pay real money would be nice. Whether it's using Maple points, whether it's earning it through some grinding quest or some like low chance boss drop, something like that. Next, number 3, I think you should be able to share a cash shop with every character. Because, for example, I'm a free-to-play player so far. I've got all this random stuff on this character that I don't use because I'm using my current setup, I would like to be able to transfer to my other characters. My main does not share, or my second main does not share a cash up with my main, so I can't transfer this thing. And this thing is going to get filled up eventually. This is only my second event, and it's already this full. So I think you should be able to share a cash up with every character all the time. There shouldn't be a specific time where I can do it. Because why? Like, what is the reason for not being able to do that? And in most other games, like I've played Destiny, you can do that. You can share all that stuff between characters. I mean, certain characters might have like things specific to their class, but that's fine. But I should be able to share a cash up with everybody. And I think the way it should work is all the heroic servers, so like Kronos and Hyperion, should share, and all the interactive worlds should also share. They don't have to share between the two, which is I feel like that makes sense if they don't. But heroic and interactive should have their own cash shops that you could use on any character anytime. Number 4, I think there needs to be more explaining of the systems in the game and also the progression in the game. Like, for example, the V Matrix. Not a single clue how to use it based off the game. I watched like 3 YouTube videos on how to use this frickin' system. And it's not even that complicated, but it feels really complicated in the beginning. And they don't do a good job of explaining it in the game. Legion, not the easiest system to understand right away. Artifacts, same thing. Lake skills, same thing. Like, where's the explanation in the game, right? Hyperstats, legendary ability. Like, do I know what abilities my character needs without going into my class Discord? Not a clue. I think all that should be in the game. This game, I think more than any game I've played, requires external knowledge from like looking stuff up. I think a lot more of it should be in the game. In terms of progression and in terms of the systems and the like familiars, not a clue what I'm supposed to do from in the game. I have to go watch a familiar guide on YouTube, right? I think all of the systems should be explained really well in the games and put a video in the game so I can like just watch it. I can have the creators make a guide and like I could go here, I could click, there could be a little guide button, bang, watch the video in the game. That'd be phenomenal, right? If you didn't even have to leave the game. Stuff like that I feel like probably deters a lot of people. 2, the same kind of topic is there should be a roadmap of what I'm doing in the game. I think, honestly, what they should do in this world map or have a separate bind, it should be roadmap. And what it should do is like it should be like an actual roadmap where it's got the little like lines and the little sections. All right, so I wanted to give an example of the roadmap that I was talking about. This is like a quick 5-minute one that I did, so obviously the one I'm talking about would be look a lot better and it would be in the game. But so what it would do is like for every level from 0, it would have a area where it has the level and then it has the things that you need. So like it shows you what armor you need to get, the pencilier set. It could even go more in depth and tell you how to get it, but it's just boss drop, so it's pretty simple, right? Bossing, it'll tell you what bosses to get. You can even like color code all of it in the game. Like they can make it look really nice and be really in depth, which is the main goal. The unlocks, like the things you unlock at level 140, hyper stats, and then you have a link to like an explanation video, right? It's just a quick example, obviously. Like the 200 one, obviously would be a little more in depth. It's like 200, let's say the armor, we're still at pencilier set. The accessories, we're working towards the boss accessory set. The quests we should be doing, right? Arcane River quest, the 5th job advancement quest, the Haven and Deserted Camp weekly quest for the Absolab gear, right? Unlocks, you unlock your 5th job, the V Matrix, an explanation video in the game that you could just click that has the V Matrix. What to prioritize your meso? This is a huge question that you have usually any time in the game when you're in a new like mid game, late game, early game. Late game you probably know, but like mid early game you probably don't know. But like what to prioritize your mesos on, making early game drop gear plus WSE to legendary, and for any like this is WSE right for any acronym you use, it's highlighted so you can click it and just click this link, and it'll take you into a terms guide, which is also something I think they should have in the game. I didn't really talk about it in the video, but I made this example just real quick. So it'd be like a terms guide, right? So you'd have your term and then your definition WSE, weapon, secondary, and emblem, and then you scroll down and there'd be like an image just showing it all, right? So an arrow with weapon, secondary, and emblem. And they do it with any term that they use in the video or in the actual roadmap. So there's also like a overall one that you can click that just takes you to it. But every time you have a term that you use, you have it highlighted and you're able to click into the actual term in the term guide, which would be really useful. Yeah, so where to prioritize your mesos, and then bossing for level 200. you want to start getting the boss accessory set and do the bosses on the highest difficulty you can do, right? And the boss accessory set is Zakum, Pink Bean, Pap, Hilla, Horntail, Vonleon, Magnus, Arcarium. This is just a quick example of what I think the roadmap could look like. Obviously, it would look a lot better than this, and there would be a lot more time. And the biggest thing is I'd want it to be more in depth than this. Like this was 5 minutes. I want it to like have everything you could ever need for every level, right? Mainly probably 200 plus is when it needs to be really in depth. 140 and or like 199 and lower, you don't really have to like do too much, but you can tell people how to level up quickly, like leveling maps and stuff like that. Even like I didn't include that in here, but like maps you should level in. Best maps to level. 200 to 205, and then that's like a thing, and then you have like 205 to 210, right? Um, and then you can do this, and you have like 205 to 210, and it has a bunch for each like different class or something. That would be like crazy. But yeah, like there's sky's the limit with this thing. They could make it as in depth as possible. And it would be, I just think it would be a really good idea. But this is just an example I wanted to show. There should be something. I just hit 260. They should tell me what I should be doing to get to 260 to 275, like all the things I should be doing. That isn't just leveling. And they should also show me the gear, what my gear should look like. I think that would be amazing. Also, one thing that I did just think of that I think they could add is you have to go outside of the game to see where to farm for your character or just the best places to farm. They should show when you're hovering over this, they should show the rates you can make per hour. If I can kill 18k mobs in this map, they should show that. That would be phenomenal too. And I think there should be a little, in the parentheses it has the level, I think there should be a parentheses next to the level of the XP you get per mob. I think those two things they should add to every map. That would be really good if you could see the rates you can make. Probably the mesos that you can get per mob, which that kind of changes, but I guess the base mesos you can get per mob, and then the XP you can get per mob at the base. I think that would be phenomenal if they added that. And then the roadmap. The roadmap and gear progression stuff, if they did that in the game, oh my god, it would be amazing. It would take some work, but just making it as easy as possible for people to not have to go out of the game and get everything they need in the game, right? 5 is a quick one. Why the heck does this stuff expire? That's 5. Why does anything expire? Look at all these hard cubes, right? I could save this for maybe like cubing event or something if a cubing event helped them. I don't think cubing events do help them, but like for example, getting all the accessories event to legendary. If I could save all these and use them for that event, wouldn't that be great? But no, I have this expiring. It's 718 for some reason. And I'm gonna have to go smack this on some item that doesn't even need it because I don't want to waste it. All the expirations, what's the point? If they're events, I understand if there's an expiration. Like this, why is this usable till 718? Why can't I just stack this and have as many as I want? It doesn't make sense. Hyper teleport rocks, I just let me buy one for like bill that I can use forever if you're gonna make me buy them. Like why do I have to buy them every 7 days? What's the point? Either let me buy it one time forever or just take them out the game and let me teleport wherever the heck I want. One of the two. Why are there expirations? That's an extra one, is the hyper teleport rock thing, but I don't get it. Let me store it. Let me be a hoarder. Let me store everything. I want to hoard everything. 6. I think a lot of the systems in this game that are really important have a lot of RNG, and I think that should be, I don't know how they should minimize it, but I think they should minimize it. If we look at star forcing, I just have to smack this as many times as possible and hope that I get it because the chances are really not in my favor, right? The RNG here is pretty strong. I think they need to make it to where it's a lot less RNG and a lot more grindy. So maybe make it somehow more guaranteed and less RNG the more you do it. I don't know how they would make that system work, but I think it should be more about having to grind and less about RNG because it's kind of like a combination of both right now. I'm fine with grinding more if it's less RNG too. I think that's better because right now you just get as many mesos as possible and then just hope, which I don't like that. I feel like I should be somewhat in control, which you could argue you are somewhat in control just based on the amount of mesos you can get. Because like, let's say I farm 50 mil for something. If I farm 50 mil for this to get this to 21 star, it's pretty likely, it's probably a 90% chance that I'll get it within 50 mil. But I just think it should be more in my control and less RNG than it is. I don't want to just sit there and pray. But like star forcing, pretty RNG. Potentials are RNG as well, but I think this RNG is fine. The RNG of potentials, I think you could completely keep, and that's fine. Star forcing, I think, should change. I think familiars for sure should change. Maybe do it to where every 5 I get the choice to pick which ones I can, like which slots I have, right? Or makes, I think this could be really good as well. So let's say every 5 I do, I get to epic. At the 5th one, I can pick what gets on it. So at least I'm guaranteed after 5, right? Let's say I do 5 and then I pick item drop rate, the middle one, not the by a large amount, but by a small amount. And then at unique, I get to choose by a large amount, right? So once I do 5 uniques, I get to choose by a large amount. And then I can pick also the IED one, right? After 5, or maybe I could pick one after 5, and then after another 10, I can pick a second one, right? Something like that, where at least it's RNG for a certain amount of time, and then it's guaranteed. Then I'm working towards something, and at some point it's guaranteed. That'd be nice. I think as well, let's say I'm trying to potential something, right? I'm just going to smack this on something random. With the bright cubes and like black flames, you get the befores and afters. I think there should be a way to combine the before and after. There should be some item that I can farm or get access to somehow, maybe buy with mesos, that what I can do is when I'm in the middle of the before and after, I can use that item and I can pick what I want from the before and what I want from the after. I think that would be really cool. Let's say I have an item that I'm trying to get meso drop on, and I have my before has meso and the after has drop, and then the before also has a luck 9% line, right? Imagine if I could pick an item. It doesn't have to be an easy to get item. It could be like a hard to get item. And I could only use it when I see the 2 good before and afters. And I click the item, and I could pick the meso and the luck line on the top, and I could pick the item drop rate line on the bottom. And then I can get that, right? That would be amazing. That would be super useful. Again, it doesn't have to be an easy to get item because that's a really busted ability. Or it could cost a bill per, right? 1 bill per use of it. Something, I don't know. Make it hard to get, that's fine. But that item would be amazing. I think something like that for potentials would be really useful. I don't know what else they would use it for in like Star Force. Flames, you could do it as well with flames. The same thing. So potentials and flames would work really well. I think having guaranteed at a certain amount with familiars is really good. So let's say I get 5 familiars to epic. After I get the 5th one, I can choose on that one what I get on it. That would be really nice. And then once I get 5 to unique, I can choose. And once I get the 5 again, I'll be able to choose the second line for epic, right? And then once I get 10 uniques, I can choose the 2 lines. At every 5 you get to choose, right? I think that could be useful. Star forcing, I don't really know what they would do with star forcing, but something to just make it less RNG. I don't know how you would do that, to be honest, but that would be nice too. That's all of them. That ended up being more because I thought of random stuff while I was talking about it. That was probably like 10. I think just off the first 2 months, that's what I wish they would change. I think it would be really cool if they had those types of guarantees and things like familiars, or like something where I'm combining, even if it's like combining the before and after is cool, but imagine if I get like let's say I get 2 D-Citus earrings and I have 2 different potentials that I want to combine between the 2. Let me be able to do that. We have a transfer hammer. Maybe just let me transfer the same item, 2 of the same item into 1, and I get to pick what the potentials are between the 2. Let's say I have 2 luck 3% on it and I wanted to transfer to keep both 2 luck 3%. Let me be able to do that, right? I think you should also be able to transfer 1 item into the same item. I think that could be a good change as well. Thank you for listening to me yap for 19 minutes. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, feel free to sub. I'm on the road to 1K. Thanks for watching.